first country in the world.
Namaskar. India has a track and field gold medal at the Olympics. The track and field events are considered the pinnacle of Olympic sports. Neeraj Chopra dominated the javelin throw event with his first two throws crossing 87 meters, leaving his competitors to fight among themselves to catch up. It was a historic day for Indian sports as Bajrang Punia won India's fourth bronze and Aditi Ashok finished fourth in the women's golf, just 2 points behind the gold medalist, and won praise all round. My name is Mark Lynn. Let's begin with the headlines. You're watching Newsnight. India wins a gold medal in the track and field for the first time ever in the 120-year history of the Olympics. Neeraj Chopra wins javelin throw gold with a throw of 87.58 meters. President describes Neeraj's performance as inspirational. Prime Minister speaks to Neeraj on the phone, says Neeraj showed unparalleled grit and has made India proud. Congratulates Neeraj for overcoming many challenges of corona pandemic and personal injuries to come up triumphant. The Union Minister for Sports and Youth Affairs, Anurag Thakur, also says that the performance will be etched in the golden letters of history. Neeraj Chopra thanks the government, Games federations and the entire nation for extending all possible support, says his foreign stints have helped him clinch the gold in Tokyo. Bajrang Punia wins bronze in the 65 kg of the freestyle wrestling, thumps his opponent 8-0 in a one-sided match. President congratulates Punia. Prime Minister says his accomplishment makes every Indian proud and happy. India's best performance at the Olympic Games so far, beating the London Olympics tally of India, and India wins 1 gold, 2 silver and 4 bronze in Tokyo, a historic performance. Prime Minister speaks to beneficiaries of Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana of Madhya Pradesh and says the government is sensitive to the poor. Takes a jibe at those who politicize work done for the poor. Points out that for decades the poor have been struggling for basic needs. Single-dose vaccine approved for emergency use. Johnson & Johnson has made the vaccine. The war against COVID-19 intensifies. A total of 5 vaccines now available in the country. Rescue and relief work continues in the flood-affected areas of Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. Prime Minister assures people of government's full support in difficult times. The Lok Sabha Speaker visits the affected areas in Kota, Rajasthan. The water level of many rivers rise in Uttar Pradesh and in Bihar. National Handloom Day is being celebrated today. Prime Minister appeals to promote local weavers' products. Union Textile Minister sets target of 1.25 crore rupees handloom production in the next 3 years. The Finance Minister attends a program in Srikakulam in Andhra Pradesh. Well, history was created today. Neeraj Chopra has become the first ever Indian to win an Olympic gold medal in the track and field events at the Olympics and the Tokyo Olympics. Neeraj, with a best throw of 87.58 in the men's javelin throw final on Saturday, finished at the top and became the second ever Indian Olympian after shooter Abhinav Bindra to win an individual Olympic gold medal.
A star is born. Meet India's Olympic champion, Neeraj Chopra. First Indian to win gold in track and field. Neeraj Chopra created history by becoming the first Indian to win an athletics gold medal by winning the men's javelin throw at the Tokyo Olympics with a best throw of 87.58 meter. Chopra is only the second Indian ever to win an individual gold. Shooter Abhinav Bindra finished on top of the podium in 2008. Chopra is also the first Indian ever to win an athletics medal at the Olympics. Just like he had in the qualifying round, Neeraj Chopra led from the time he completed his first throw till the finish. Neeraj was the second to throw in the 12-man final and he got off to a fine start with a throw of 87.03 meter. He then bettered it with a 87.58 meter on his second and 76.79 meter on his third. In fact, the two biggest throws in the final belong to him. This is now India's best ever medal haul at the Olympics, surpassing the 6 medals tally they won in London 2012. While PV Sindhu, Lovlina Borge, the men's hockey team and Bajrang Punia won the bronze medals, Mirabai Chanu and Ravi Kumar Dahiya won the silver medals earlier. Chopra rose to prominence when he equaled the national record with a throw of 82.23 meters in the 2016 South Asian Games, where he won the gold at the age of just 19. A few months later, he would smash that mark en route, creating a world junior record in the IAF World Under-20 Championship in Poland with a throw of 86.48 meter. His gold-winning exploit would continue to the Asian Championship, the Commonwealth Games and the Asian Games. Neeraj Chopra is now the poster boy for Indian athletics and has a unique distinction of being the torchbearer of Indian athletics for decades to come. Sports Desk, TV India.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi personally called up the Olympic gold medalist Neeraj Chopra and congratulated him on his stupendous achievement. Let's listen to the telephonic conversation.
नमस्ते सर।
और बहुत बहुत बधाई आपको।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच।
आज ओलंपिक का समापन की दिशा में जा रहा है और आपने देश को खुश कर दिया।
हाँ बस मुझे सर वही था कि बस ये मेरा सबसे लास्ट ईयर है कि मैं इंडियन में, तो बस कुछ अच्छा करना है और गोल्ड जीतना हूँ और तो बहुत खुशी की बात है। बहुत अच्छा लगा और मुझे लगता है कि सभी जो अपने भारत और जो अपने लोग देख रहे थे उनकी बहुत दुआएं और उनका सपोर्ट था पीछे से इतने ज़्यादा लोगों का, तो शायद उसी ने मुझे यहाँ पे आज बुलाया है।
पानीपत ने पानी दिखा दिया।
नहीं सर, बहुत सभी का बहुत ज़्यादा दुआएं थी, तो उनकी दुआएं काम आई आज।
लेकिन इस बार एक तो ओलंपिक एक साल डिले हुआ तो आपको एक साल ज़्यादा मेहनत करनी पड़ी और कोरोना में अनेक संकट आए, अनेक मुसीबतें आई, बीच में आपको चोट भी आई थी, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी आपने बहुत बड़ा कमाल करके दिया और ये मेहनत के कारण होता है। जी
नहीं, बहुत ही ज्यादा सर, बहुत मुश्किल टाइम रहा था, बीच में इंजरी आई थी और ऐसा लग रहा था कि पता नहीं कैसा कम बैक।
लेकिन जिस दिन आप जा रहे थे और मेरी आपसे जो बात हुई, मैंने देखा कि आपके चेहरे में एकदम कॉन्फिडेंस था, आपकी बातों में कॉन्फिडेंस था और दूसरा मैंने देखा आपको प्रेशर नहीं था, बिल्कुल हंसते खेलते थे आप।
वही कोशिश कर रहा था कि बस अपना पूरा जितनी मेहनत की है बस बिना प्रेशर की कोशिश कर रहा था कि अपना 100% दूं, क्योंकि यही ऐसा दिन था लाइफ का जो जहाँ पे जो सबसे जरूरी था मेरी स्पोर्ट्स कैरियर का, और मैंने यहाँ पे आज अपना पूरा 100% दिया और अपने देश के लिए।
नहीं, आपने देश का नाम रोशन किया है और देश की युवा पीढ़ी को इसके कारण खेल के क्षेत्र में आगे आने का मन करेगा और इस बार टोक्यो में ऐसे क्षेत्र में हमारे लोगों ने दम दिखाया है जो नॉर्मली भारत के बच्चे नहीं होते हैं, लेकिन आपने करके दिखाया है।
बिल्कुल सर, मुझे लगता है कि आने वाले बच्चे जो इससे प्रेरित होंगे और अपना स्पोर्ट्स है और ज़्यादा ऊपर जाएगा, और मैं चाहता हूँ कि
और आप तो फौजी हैं, इसलिए और भी बच्चों को तैयार कर पाएंगे, बहुत अच्छी तरह तैयार कर पाएंगे। हाँ।
बिल्कुल सर, बस आप ऐसे ही साथ प्राउड फील करवाने के लिए, और बस जैसे ही
बिल्कुल।
और और ज्यादा
जब स्पोर्ट होता है तभी तो स्पोर्ट्समैन स्पिरिट आता है। और आपके माताजी पिताजी को भी मेरी तरफ से प्रणाम कहिएगा, क्योंकि ये बहुत गर्व का पल है आपके परिवार के लिए भी और देश के लिए भी। और राधा किशन जी को भी मेरी तरफ से बधाई दीजिए भैया।
राधा कृष्ण जी को भी और पूरे एथलेटिक्स फेडरेशन की।
हाँ, उन्होंने भी आपके साथ कंधे से कंधा मिला के काम किया है। हाँ,
ठीक सर।
तो 15 अगस्त को मिल रहा है भैया।
बिल्कुल सर, ठीक है।
चलिए, बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं, बहुत बहुत बधाई।
थैंक यू सो मच सर।
थैंक यू।
Well, later, Neeraj Chopra also addressed a press conference from Tokyo, and he thanked the Federation and the countrymen for extending all possible support to him during his training days.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप सभी का, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि सबसे जो जरूरी चीज थी इस साल वो कंपटीशन खेलना था इंटरनेशनल। और मैंने फेडरेशन में ही बात की, और टॉप से, साई से, फेडरेशन से, सभी जगह से सभी ने अपना अपना सपोर्ट किया। और वो जो मुझे बीच में 2-3 इंटरनेशनल कंपटीशन मिले, तो वो मेरे लिए बहुत ही ज्यादा जरूरी थे, क्योंकि यही सभी थे जिनके बीच में वहाँ पे कंपटीशन खेला। तो ऐसा ओलंपिक था, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं लग रहा था कि मैं कुछ नए गेम्स में आ रहा हूँ या फिर बहुत बड़े गेम्स में। एक ऐसा कोई प्रेशर नहीं था इस टाइप का कि मैं बड़े थ्रोअर्स के बीच में खेल रहा हूँ। ऐसा लग रहा था कि इनके साथ में पहले खेल रहा हूँ और मैं अपनी परफॉर्मेंस पे काफी फोकस कर पा रहा था। तो शायद वही कारण है कि क्योंकि इंजरी के बाद काफी अप डाउन आए, तो आप सभी ने हेल्प की। और ये सभी आप सभी का, मेरी मेहनत तो है ही, उसके साथ साथ आप सभी की मेहनत है। और सारी फैसिलिटी के लिए थैंक यू सो मच।
Well, Neeraj Chopra extended a heartfelt thanks to all the coaches that he has trained under, and said that long days of hard work and dedication have gone into the preparations that made the Tokyo victory possible.
देखो, एथलेटिक्स एक ऐसे गेम है कि भाई आपकी परफॉर्मेंस धीरे धीरे आती है, क्योंकि हम अपना 100% देते हैं। तो 100% आगे हमको बढ़ाने के लिए हमको थोड़ी थोड़ी करके चीज इंप्रूव करनी पड़ती है। तो काफी टेक्निकल इवेंट है, और स्टार्टिंग में हमने शुरू की थी, कुछ टेक्निकल फॉल्ट थे और वो धीरे धीरे सुधारे। उसके बाद फिर फॉरेन कोचेज आए, फेडरेशन ने ऑस्ट्रेलिया से कोच बुलाया था, गैरी कैलवर्ट, उनके साथ मैंने की, तो वर्ल्ड जूनियर रिकॉर्ड किया था। उसके बाद फिर कोच हुए होना आए, उनके साथ मैंने ट्रेनिंग की, उनसे काफी कुछ सीखने को मिला। उसके बाद मैं क्लाउस बार्टनी कोच से मिला, तो ये भी काफी मतलब बहुत ही इनके पास पुराना एक्सपीरियंस है जेवलिन का। और खासकर मेरे लिए जो मतलब ये मेरी बॉडी को समझते हैं और मेरे लिए जो ट्रेनिंग प्लान बनाते हैं वो काफी अच्छा बनाते हैं, क्योंकि इनका जो जेवलिन का एक सफर रहा है वो काफी साल से इन्होंने काफी जेवलिन थ्रोअर्स के साथ काम भी किया है अलग अलग कंट्रीज में, और काफी टेक्निक को डीपली ये समझते हैं। तो बिल्कुल वो जो भी मैंने मेरे सीनियर हैं जयवीर, उनके साथ जो ट्रेनिंग की वो बहुत ही मेरे लिए एक वो बोलते हैं ना अपने इंडिया में कि भाई नींव स्ट्रॉन्ग होना बहुत जरूरी है, तो उन्होंने नींव मेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग की। उसके बाद फिर मुझे फॉरेन कोचेज मिले और काफी एक्सपीरियंस कोचेज थे, तो सभी का साथ है और सभी के साथ की वजह से आज मैं यहाँ पे हूँ।
Neeraj also said that the country desperately needed a gold medal in the track and field event, and this is the beginning of a great run ahead.
मुझे लगता है कि खासकर मतलब सभी गेम में मतलब अपने काफी अच्छे मेडल आए, और अपना गोल्ड इंडिविजुअल स्पोर्ट्स में शूटिंग में आया हुआ है, और हॉकी में अपने पहले काफी गोल्ड रहे हैं। लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि एथलेटिक्स एक ऐसा माना जाता था कि एथलेटिक्स में वर्ल्ड लेवल पे इंडिया के क्योंकि हमारे बहुत ही महान एथलीट मिल्खा सिंह और पीटी उषा जी, वो कहीं ना कहीं थोड़े गैप से रह गए थे मेडल से। तो कहीं ना कहीं वो जरूरी था, क्योंकि इतने साल से खिलाड़ी मेहनत कर रहे हैं और फेडरेशन काम कर रही है, तो ये अब मेडल आया है ना, तो ये कुछ ना कुछ तो अलग होगा, खासकर एथलेटिक्स और जेवलिन के लिए। तो मैं आशा करता हूँ कि एएफआई और हमारे एथलेटिक्स को और खासकर अभी जेवलिन को और ज्यादा बढ़ावा देगी, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि इंडिया में बहुत टैलेंट है। तो ऐसे ही धीरे धीरे करके सामने आएंगे, और आगे आने वाले जो भी जूनियर इवेंट या फिर आगे ओलंपिक्स में और अच्छा कर सकते हैं हम। मतलब ऐसा एक कहीं ना कहीं ये थिंक थी कि भाई पता नहीं अब ऐसे इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे इंडियन क्यों नहीं करते, अभी मतलब मैंने भी आज अभी जीता है, तो मुझे लग रहा है कि हम कुछ भी कर सकते हैं। तो मैं एफआई से ये बोलना चाहूंगा कि और बच्चों को सपोर्ट करे और बस इंडिया का जितना हो सके उतना नाम ऊपर हो एथलेटिक्स में।
थैंक यू।
The President, Vice President, Prime Minister, Sports Minister and people from all walks of life congratulated Neeraj Chopra, who has lifted the euphoric spirit of 1.3 billion people.
Neeraj Chopra became the only second Indian to win an individual gold in the Olympics, outperforming the field by quite a distance to notch up the first track and field games medal for the country. 23-year-old farmer's son from Khandra village near Panipat in Haryana produced the second throw of 87.58 in the finals to stun the athletics world and end India's wait for a track and field medal at the Olympics. Soon after the gold medal achievement, President Ramnath Kovind congratulated Neeraj. In a tweet message, he said, "Unprecedented win by Neeraj Chopra. Your javelin gold breaks barriers and creates history. You bring home first ever track and field medal to India in your first Olympics. Your feat will inspire our youth. India is elated. Heartiest congratulations." Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated Neeraj for outstanding performance and tweeted, "History has been scripted at Tokyo. What Neeraj Chopra has achieved today will be remembered forever. The young Neeraj has done exceptionally well. He played with remarkable passion and showed unparalleled grit. Congratulations to him for winning the gold at Tokyo 2020. Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur shared a clip of him watching the winning moment on Twitter with congratulation message. He also sent his best wishes to Neeraj Chopra.
Historic win, a great achievement, highest ever tally in Olympics. At the same time, I think he has done a fantastic job. Let me congratulate Neeraj Chopra on behalf of 135 crore Indians. He has brought this medal not only for India, but I think it's a great hope for the upcoming generations to inspire a lot of young people to play sport and to win more medals in future.
Meanwhile, Haryana announced rewards for India's golden boy.
अपेक्षा के अनुरूप जैसा हम पहले भी सोचते थे कि गोल्ड हमको मिलेगा, गोल्ड मिला और इस अवसर पर 13 तारीख को अभिनंदन तो हम करेंगे ही। उनको जो हमारी पॉलिसी है उसमें 6 करोड़ रुपए की राशि वो भी दी जाएगी, साथ में क्लास 1 की नौकरी, और नौकरी में भी हमारी ऑफर उनको ये रहेगी कि हम पंचकुला में एक सेंटर ऑफ एक्सीलेंस फॉर एथलेटिक्स ये बनाएंगे और उसमें उसका हेड बनाएंगे उसको।
BCCI has also announced a cash reward of 1 crore rupees for the athlete. India everywhere erupted in elation and joy as soon as the medal was confirmed. From hometown of Neeraj Chopra in Haryana to Jammu CRPF camp, the feat sent everyone into raptures. The moment Indian national anthem was played in Tokyo, a billion hearts sang each and every word with Neeraj Chopra. Soon after his victory, people gathered at his residence and celebrated the win by distributing sweets.
ये बहुत खुशी हो रही है, अपना देश मेडल जीता है वो भी गोल्ड के रंग में, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है कि हम पूरे देश का आशीर्वाद मानते हैं इसको जो अपने देश का गोल्ड आया है।
हमें गर्व है कि इंडिया का पहला गोल्ड मेडल आया, हम बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देते हैं। उन्होंने शुरू से ही बढ़त हासिल की और शुरू से ही उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा प्रदर्शन दिखाया, आज अपना सर्वश्रेष्ठ प्रदर्शन उन्होंने दिया है।
Neeraj Chopra has not just registered his name in history, he has perhaps started a glorious journey for Indian sports, which has many more peaks to claim. Long down the road, India will keep on adding to its tally of medals. However long that line grows, Neeraj will remain numero uno. Sports Desk, DD India.
And that brings us to In Focus tonight, and In Focus is this. Neeraj's gold, spearheading a billion dreams, spearheading a billion dreams. And to talk about this, we have with us Anju Bobby George, India's first world champion at the IAF World Athletics Final, and Adele Sumariwala is a former Olympian, Arjuna Awardee and President of the Athletics Federation of India. Thank you very much for being with us. Anju Bobby George, let me start with you. You just spoke to Neeraj Chopra and you said that we couldn't ask anything more for him, but he seems to be looking for something more. You know, he wanted to go for the record. He wanted to go for, you know, he wants more. What do you think?
See, an athlete actually, that is the nature of an athlete. We are not satisfied with what we are getting, and always we are looking ahead, and always we need to get more. And that's why he was telling, like, I need to get that Olympic record, and I need to get, I want to throw more than 90 plus. So this is the it is the normal reaction of an athlete.
Indeed, Mr. Sumariwala, you must be really proud of this, you know, of this achievement of the, and this is a big achievement for the Indian team as well. You know, our best performance in the Olympics. You're speaking from Tokyo. You know, I mean, how would you? What's the mood like there?
Everybody's completely elated. Yes, they expected a medal, but I think gold was a bonus.
Yes.
Really, really happy. The mood was low a couple of days ago when we lost some very, very expected medals.
Yes.
But I think Neeraj has made up for all of it. Getting a medal in athletics is tremendous, because as it said, when a country gets a medal in athletics, then the country has sort of reached. And because athletics, there are no barriers. Anybody can run, anybody can jump, anybody can throw. You don't need there are 214 countries that take part in the Olympics. You don't need equipment, you don't need a racket or a pistol or anything. So there are no barriers, and that is why athletics is so difficult to win medals. And when you win a medal there, then the country has reached somewhere, and there it is Neeraj who has shown the way. Everybody is very proud of him. All of us are very proud of him, especially me, you know, that it was in my tenure. This is my last tenure as the president.
Yes.
In my tenure, we managed our junior program has been fruitful. Neeraj started as a junior champion, a junior world champion, then a junior world record holder, Asian champion, Commonwealth champion, and now the Olympic champion. So we are very pleased at the ecosystem that we have created. You can't create an athlete with just one coach or whatever. You need a whole ecosystem and grassroots level. And I think that is what I'm most pleased about, that's the legacy I will leave when I step down at the end of my tenure.
Ms. Anju Bobby George, you can you know, tell us a little bit about what goes on in an athlete's mind when they approach a thing like this. Now, Neeraj's first two throws itself, I mean, he was going for the record. It looked like, you know, because that's his, he threw his best right at the start, and then he sort of relaxed. Everybody else was trying to catch up. What is the kind of mental makeup required to do something like this?
See, this is the competition tactics, and I always tell we need to first through two throws or first two jumps we need to dominate, and then the other athletes, they will get it's kind of mental barrier to overtake that great throws or jumps. So here he exactly executed that, and that was his best throw in first two attempts. And others even better. He is a 90 plus thrower, and he did that in almost 7-8 times this year itself. But he couldn't follow that legacy here, and he was out from the best of 8. So Neeraj, from the beginning itself, he was showing that confidence, and he was very relaxed, and he could throw his best in the first two attempts. And I think this is because he got 3 competitions just before the Olympics, and that exposure and that experience he could exactly execute it here. And I think this victory is just because of that experience. He was competing along with his top athletes just before that, and he could manage that. And actually he exactly analyzed how these athletes are, and he was knowing that they are not going to throw beyond that, and that expression, that actually he was pretending there that he is the winner and he is going to win that. So that's how it should be.
Indeed, Mr. Sumariwala, about athletics itself. I mean, you yourself were a sprinter, an Olympian, and you just mentioned, about the fact that you don't require anything to run. What do we need now to get ourselves medals in athletics? I mean, in running, on the track itself. We're talking about the field now. What about the track?
What one needs to do and what we are doing is create an ecosystem. You need to create an ecosystem. It has to be a two-pronged strategy, one at the grassroots level and one at the elite level. Now, there are hundreds of kids who want to become a Neeraj Chopra, like when Anju and Usha and all were running or participating. Lots of girls wanted to emulate an Anju Bobby George or a PT Usha or a Milkha Singh in the older days. So you need to have a two-pronged strategy, and that's what we are doing. It's a matter of time. There are certain events which we will do well. There are certain events which we are not suited. Indian physique is not suited to those events. So we will have to pick and choose. Javelin was an event we thought of many years ago. It has taken us something like 10 or 12 years to reach where we have reached. Nobody believed when the chairman of our planning committee, Dr. Manoj, said at that time that we should focus on Javelin as one of our events. There were a lot of people in that room who did not believe that we could do Javelin, but today we've done it. So there are certain events which we can do well, there are certain events which we'll find difficult, but then there are 50 events in athletics. So we can always pick and choose, and we have to create that ecosystem. You need masseurs, you need physios, you need psychologists, you need sports science, you need sports medicine, you need biomechanics, you need biochemistry, you need nutrition, and we have to create that whole ecosystem.
Indeed. And Anju Bobby George, you must be very happy with the way women have performed in the Olympics. Many of the headlines were simply saying India scripts her story, not his story. But the fact is, today Aditi Ashok, came from 200 was her ranking, and she, was almost there on the podium in golf. So these are things that, these are also stories that need to be told. The grit and determination of, to carrying a 1.3 billion people's dreams.
In Olympics this time, we expected from some other people, but we got medal from some other athletes. And this was, I think, beyond our expectations. This is our best medal numbers from Olympics. And we got a gold also. This is after 2008. This is the second goal, and our Indian women athletes, they showed their class, and there were initial stages people used to wondering when our men's Olympics will start, because all the women athletes are getting medals and men were like little away from that. But now today, they proved that they are on the top with the gold, and even today one more bronze we got, and silver also we got. So it's Olympics at the top of the competition, and if we are able to produce our best, we can come back with victory and an Olympic medal. That means a lot for each athletes, and definitely for each Indians, and we are celebrating that victory today, and I'm really happy that that goal came from my own event, athletics, and I'm really proud of Neeraj.
Mr. Sumariwala, what about the experience that athletes gain from exposure to these kind of, to the Olympics, of course, but other events as well, and also staying in the Olympic village and meeting other athletes? You feel that you're one of them, you belong, and that's also an important aspect, isn't it, of training?
So I think there are two parts to this. One, yes, of course, being in an Olympic village and being part of being an Olympian is a completely different experience. And it's a once in a lifetime sort of experience the first time when you get there. The second thing is, I think our athletes participating in a lot of competitions like the Diamond League, the permit meets, and when they're participating with the best in the world, then, it's not something new when they come to the Olympic Games. They've already participated with them earlier, and that's something that we have done. We've kept our teams abroad. Because of COVID, we couldn't do all the things that we wanted to do, but we need to keep sending them for exposure. I am not one who says that Olympics should be an exposure. I am saying send them to 20 competitions before the Olympic Games.
Yes.
And get them ready for the Olympic Games. For example, Neeraj has competed with Vetter so many times.
Right.
Vetter was the world champion, the world record holder, and Vetter was not even in the top 6 today.
Right.
So,
Indeed.
therefore, these things happen in sport. But Neeraj had no pressure because he's competed with Vetter before. So
Yes.
it's not something new. It's not like, oh, this is the great Vetter. No, you just competed with him like anybody else. And that's the way, that's the sort of thing that we've been doing with Athletic Federation, sending them out for competition. So there
Right.
we are. So
Indeed. Anju Bobby George, what about, in the form of training itself, the fact that, people have to be trained is there too much training? Can be an endurance problem on your body? And there is also, of course, foreign coaches coming in and that adding a different kind of dimension, the world exposure kind of thing. How important is this for an athlete? Because we, many of our potential medal winners are coming from small towns and they are, looking at a totally different world in a sense.
Actually, the training, that proper scientific training, that's the key. And a good coach, actually, he is the one who is producing a champion. And in my case, my husband was my coach. And
Yes.
and training, actually, that is 50% is what we need. And 50% we need exposure. Exposure in the sense we need to compete along with the top athletes. Actually, I used to compete maybe 12 to 16 competition in a year just before the major championships. And winning or losing, that was not it was not a worry thing, because that experience what we are gaining through the competition, that really matters. And exactly today's Neeraj victory, I can say that that's just because he competed along with the top athletes before the competition, and that experience was immense. And I used to do that. So the scientific support, the scientific training, and a good coach, actually we exactly need for making a champion.
Indeed, Mr. Sumariwala, people are saying that we get only a Milkha Singh once in a lifetime. And we haven't yet actually got, somebody to run like him on the track again. PT Usha, of course, is in the women's category. Anju Bobby George is a jumper, a long jumper and a triple jumper. So, the years are passing by. So, the fact is that other countries are producing them regularly. Is there a situation that, is this just, is this natural ability or is there training involved?
actually, you are not correct in your statement.
Okay.
Every record, whether it's PT Usha or Milkha Singh, they all have been broken. And they may have stayed for a long time, whatever, but the quality of the athletes we have today are far, far better than the old days. The old days you had a one Milkha Singh or you had a one PT Usha. Today you look at the number of athletes that, look at the Olympics. London 12 qualified. We had 28 athletes qualifying here. So that is the progress.
Okay.
So I think we don't look at the progress. We want to keep talking about our ex-champions. Yes, we should talk to them, their inspiration. But I don't think that that's where people are looking at. Look at the 400 meters. Today, the time Milkha Singh ji ran, there are 5 athletes running that timing in India.
No, but he ran at a different time, sir, with regard to, with all due respect,
but
and
the
ground was different. He ran on sand and things like that. Yeah.
No, he didn't run on sand or anything. Let's not.
Okay,
I have
fair
greatest
enough.
respect
Okay, yeah, that's
for Milkha Singh ji. He's my idol, but let's not go there.
Okay.
He's my idol, but let's not go there. But let's not take away credit from the present athletes. I think they're doing a great job. There was a dip. There was a dip in between because of various reasons that I don't want to go to them. But today, with the Sports Authority of India, with the Government of India, with the top scheme, with Mission Olympics Cell, I think our athletes are getting tremendous support, and I am absolutely confident that in future our athletes will do better. As I'm saying, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning.
Right.
We will see lots more medals, not only in athletics but in every sport, with the teamwork that I'm seeing now with the government, the Federation, Sports Authority of India, Department of Sports, the ministry. I think if we work together, Paris, we should look at many more medals.
I hope so indeed. Thank you very much, Mr. Sumariwala, and thank you very much, Anju Bobby George, and it was really nice to talk to you and also listen to you interacting, Anju Bobby George, with Neeraj Chopra earlier in the day. Moving on then to our next story. While Neeraj's moment of glory will be played out in our minds and in our hearts, our attention should always go to also go towards the others, Bajrang Punia, who trounced his opponent 8-0 in the 65 kg category freestyle wrestling, and this was the bronze medal match.
Bajrang Punia overcame the disappointment of losing the semi-final in men's 65 freestyle category to win the bronze medal by utterly dominating the third seed Daulat Miabakov at the Tokyo Olympics on Saturday. The first point went to the Indian as the Kazakh was unable to go on the attack after being given a passivity warning. At the end of the first period, he led 2-0. A handy lead, but things can go wrong at this point. Punia, however, didn't sit back on his laurels and kept attacking in the second period. He was rewarded by a 2-pointer when he locked his opponent's ankle. He then made it 6-0 advantage within seconds, moving from leg to the back in an instant. The Indian men pressed home the advantage to make it 8-0, and that is how it ended. Bajrang was one of the favourites coming into the event, but he is in the first Olympics, and for now he will have to satisfied with the bronze. Congratulatory messages started pouring in as soon as Bajrang clinched the bronze medal in wrestling, starting with President Ramnath Kovind. In a tweet, the president said, "A special moment for Indian wrestling. Congratulations to Bajrang Punia for winning the bronze at the Tokyo 2020. You have distinguished yourself as an outstanding wrestler with untiring efforts, consistency, tenacity over the years. Every Indian shares the joy of your success." Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeted, "Delightful news from Tokyo 2020. Spectacularly fought Bajrang Punia. Congratulations to you for your accomplishment, which makes every Indian proud and happy." Union Sports Minister Anurag Thakur also congratulated Bajrang Punia for winning the bronze medal at the Tokyo Olympics. He said Bajrang Punia has made India proud. The sports minister also shared a clip of him watching the winning moments. The sports minister also shared a clip of him watching winning moment of Bajrang Punia.
मैं बिल्कुल सभी का प्यार और आशीर्वाद लगातार मिल रहा है और खुशी है इस बात की कि भाई हाँ देशवासी हमने देश के लिए मेडल जीता, सभी देशवासी हमारे लिए इतना मतलब प्यार और सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, तो मैं अपने आप को भाग्यशाली मानता हूँ कि मैंने देश को जो सुनहरा पल दिया है उसके लिए मैं अपने आप को भाग्यशाली मानता हूँ। और मैं कोशिश करूँगा कि 2024 में जो पेरिस में जो ओलंपिक है उसमें मैं अपनी तरफ से बेस्ट करूँ और देश के लिए जो उम्मीद अभी लगा रहे थे वो इसमें पूरा करूँ उसको।
जी हमारे लिए तो जैसे सेमीफाइनल में जो बाउट लूज हुई थी उसके बाद हम काफी मायूस थे। जो ये रात कटी हमारी बड़ी मतलब बहुत भारी रात कटी, क्योंकि हमारे ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा जिम्मेवारी थी हमें, क्योंकि बजरंग का गोल्ड ही मान के चल रहे थे। लेकिन पीछे 1 महीने पहले एक टूर्नामेंट खेला गया जिसमें उसके इंजरी में घुटने में इंजरी आ गई थी, तो मेरे को लगा जो वो पूरी तरह रिकॉर्ड नहीं हो पाई थी, इसी वजह से थोड़ा बाउट में हम लूज हो गए। लेकिन अब आज जो था इसको हमने समझाया कि जो ब्रोंज मेडल होता है वो भी बहुत बड़ा मेडल होता है और देश को तेरे लिए सब बैठे हुए हैं आंखें बिछाया कि भाई बजरंग मेडल लेके आए और वो देशवासियों का सपना तेरे को पूरा करना है.
Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar lauded the performance of Bajrang Punia. He expressed that Punia's performance has made the whole country and Haryana proud. Meanwhile, celebrations broke out at Bajrang Punia's home in Sonipat district of Haryana, and it quickly spread across the country. Family members and friends distributed sweets to people and danced to the tune of dhol. Punia has kept the tradition of Indian wrestlers winning hearts and medals with sheer grit and determination. Sports Desk, DD India.
Well, the Indian golfer Aditi Ashok has made India proud with her performance at the Tokyo Olympics. An impressive 4 days of golf from Aditi came to an end and she missed a medal by a whisker. She finished only 2 shots behind USA's gold medal winner Nelly Korda, I beg your pardon, and she was just a point shy of the playoff for the silver and bronze. More in this report.
Merely 23 years old, second-time Olympian and giving tough competition to world top rankers. Even after being 200 in world rank herself, Aditi Ashok have made country proud with her performance at the ongoing Tokyo Olympics. An impressive 4 days of golf from Aditi comes to an end and she misses a medal by a whisker. Aditi fell a shot behind Moon Inami and Lydia Ko. She finished only 2 shots behind USA's gold medal winner Nelly Korda. Aditi narrowly missed out on becoming the first Indian golfer to win an Olympic medal, finishing 4th in Tokyo Olympics. She was in medal contention for much of the 4 rounds but missed it by a whisker, finishing behind Japan and New Zealand, who were tied for the silver medal and went into a playoff. Aditi finished with a score of 269 with 15 under par to finish 4th overall after 4 rounds in the women's individual stroke play event. Soon after the final results were announced, the reactions started pouring in. President Ramnath Kovind praised the Indian golfer and he tweeted, "Well played, Aditi Ashok. One more daughter of India makes her mark. You have taken Indian golfing to new heights by today's historic performance. You have played with immense calm and poise. Congratulations for the impressive display of grit and skills." Prime Minister Narendra Modi also praised Aditi and took to Twitter to wish her the best for future endeavours. He tweeted, "Well played, Aditi Ashok. You have shown tremendous skill and resolve during Tokyo 2020. A medal was narrowly missed, but you've gone farther than any Indian and blazed a trail. Best wishes for your future endeavours." The Union Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports, Anurag Singh Thakur, too congratulated Aditi Ashok for achieving this historic feat. He tweeted, "India's first women golfer to finish 4th at Olympic Games. Aditi Ashok deserves a standing ovation for her exemplary performance at Tokyo 2020. You played consistently well, had us holding our breath till the end. You created history. Best wishes ahead." Many praised her and many got inspired. Playing against some of the best in the world and putting her best must surely have encouraged the youngsters to think about the sport of golf.
Anything and everything is possible. और मैं तो अदिति अशोक को कहूँगा कि we are proud of you. जो आपने परफॉर्मेंस दी है, don't be disheartened. अभी भी आप यंग हो, आपको और चांसेस मिलेंगे and I'm sure आपने हमारे देश के लिए मेडल जीतोगे.
It was a heartbreaking end to Aditi's campaign considering she started the final day at 2nd place, but it was nonetheless a major improvement as she had finished tied 41st in the 2016 edition where golf made a comeback to the Olympics. Compatriot Diksha Dakar was also in fray but lagged behind quite early in the event and remained tied on the 50th position. Maybe someone in some corner of the country took an oath today to represent India in future Olympics. Sports Desk, DD India.
The Madhya Pradesh government is celebrating the 7th of August as Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana Day. And the scheme is part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat program, and it supplies free food grains to migrants and poorer sections of society. So the Prime Minister today interacted with beneficiaries from Madhya Pradesh, and he said that the entire nation has stood as one in the fight against COVID.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacted with beneficiaries of the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana in Madhya Pradesh via video conferencing. Madhya Pradesh is celebrating the 7th of August as Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana Day. About 5 crore beneficiaries are benefiting from the scheme in the state.
आपदा कोई भी हो, उसका असर बहुत व्यापक होता है, दूरगामी होता है। कोरोना के रूप में तो पूरी मानवता पर 100 साल में सबसे बड़ी आपदा आई है। पिछले 100 साल में दुनिया के किसी देश ने ऐसी मुसीबत नहीं देखी।
Referring to the corona pandemic as a once-in-a-century calamity, the Prime Minister said that the entire nation stood as one to fight against the challenge. He reiterated that in the strategy for dealing with the crisis, India accorded the highest priority to the poor, and that from the very first day itself, attention was paid to food and employment of the poor and labourers.
कोरोना से उपजे संकट से निपटने के लिए भारत ने अपनी रणनीति में गरीब को सर्वोच्च प्राथमिकता दी। प्रधानमंत्री गरीब कल्याण अन्न योजना हो या फिर प्रधानमंत्री गरीब कल्याण रोजगार योजना, पहले दिन से ही गरीबों और श्रमिकों के भोजन और रोजगार की चिंता की गई।
Madhya Pradesh was allocated 21.9 lakh metric tons of food grains by the central government for free of cost distribution to NFSA beneficiaries at 5 kg per person per month under PMGKAY. Similarly, an allocation of 16.89 lakh metric tons of Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana food grain has been provisioned for the state of Madhya Pradesh for 7 months period from May 2021 to November 2021. Bureau Report, DD News.
And with that, we conclude News Night for tonight. Thank you very much for being with us. But always remember, we are still fighting COVID, as the Prime Minister also said there. It's a once-in-a-century pandemic. So let's all keep safe, mask up. And also, if you haven't got your jab done, please get it done. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.